Hi, friends. Hello. Happy Friday. Happy Pauhana Friday. Nice to see all of you here on our Friday Advisory Live. A special shout out to Mr. Tarnis's Ohana. They won the yesterday's intramural Team 6A, I think it was, championship tug of war. So, right on. There is huge strength in numbers. So, it's really important that you come to school every day so that we can win tug of war. Congratulations, Mr. Tarnis's Ohana. I also wanted to give a special shout out to certain people who I just wanted to mention who are living aloha every day. I know that we are all trying our best to live aloha. Today, Justice Manago, one of our hawks, came into the office and he wanted to share a community service idea that he had. And so I promised him, he came in with Auntie Lori Lucas, and I promised him that I would take what he wrote down with Miss Lucas to our leadership team. We have two leadership classes who work with Mr. Tualaulele and Mr. Williams, and submit his proposal there. But it was an idea to make sure our campus is beautified on the regular, and not just by certain people whose jobs it might be, but by Haumana, by us. So great job. Thank you, Justice, for having the wisdom to see a challenge and think about how all of us can work in Lokahi to help solve that challenge. Also, living aloha. This young lady has so much olu olu. Do you guys remember what olu olu means? Do you remember? What does olu olu mean? Go ahead, Rush. Olu olu means, right, kindness and pleasantness. So Kawai Tanaka. Every time I see Miss Kawai Tanaka, she is smiling. She's always saying hi to everyone, not just me. But I really appreciate you, Kawai, for always having a smiling face and always making sure you spread your olu olu to the different people whose lives you're touching every single day when you are smiling and reaching out to them. Thank you very much, Kawai. You always make my day. And she also emails me on the regular. Thank you, Kawai. Ahu Nui. Remember the letter A? We have two letter A's in Aloha, A Akahai and A Ahu Nui. One teacher I wanted to give a shout out to, her birthday was just recently, Miss Hurley. Mahalo for living Ahu Nui, for meeting us, meeting me, meeting your colleagues where they're at. You hosted a session in your classroom to get everybody on board in Lokahi. So mahalo, Miss Hurley, for seeing a need and using the spirit of aloha to just make sure we imua together. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Miss Hurley. I want to remind all of our students, we've had quite a few incidences on campus, discipline incidences on campus this week. And the main thread of these incidences have to do with aloha, have to do with ha'aha'a and akahai, right? Um, we are allowed to get angry. We are allowed to be upset with people, with situations. What we have to understand, though, is we have to still have ha'aha'a, right? Before we speak, we got to step back and think about what our actions can do and how they can positively and negatively affect people. Yeah? Ha'a ha'a. So I've had so many conversations with a lot of our haumana this week, and so has Vice Principal Barron, Vice Principal Williams, Vice Principal Ma'ilo. And this spirit of aloha, especially ha'a ha'a, about being humble and having humility, is really important. A lot of us are going through a lot of different kinds of stressors. We are. And a lot of it you cannot see, the kind of stressors that are happening in our lives. But there's one thing that you can do to make sure that we live aloha, right? Before you speak, before you take action, even though you're mad, right? Even though you're angry, right? Stop and think. What could be happening in this situation, right? The action that I do, what I'm going to do next, how is it going to have a positive effect for the person I'm talking to and the people around me and on me? Think about that. It's really important. We have been meeting with a lot of parents this week. I'm going to be meeting with a lot more parents this afternoon. I met with a few parents today because we are also sharing with parents about how our children need to have, all of us here need to have ha'a ha'a. Think about our actions. Yes? All right. So I leave you with that. Live aloha. It's really hard. It's really hard. I make mistakes every day, but it's important to reflect on what happened well, what didn't happen so well, and how I can do better the next time. Okay, my friends, the weekend is coming up, Saturday and Sunday. I challenge you that if you do have social media, that the one thing you do on social media is do something positive, right? Live aloha, ha'a ha'a. And don't forget, Team 6B, intramurals at 12:43 today. See you up there. Have a great weekend, y'all. Aloha.